Hi all of you, good afternoon. So we are joined by some new faces today. This module starts with Oceanography. Hi Astosh, Nithika, Sanjay Shri, Jyoti, Vidushi, Shubhra, hi. Hemant, Aditi, okay. Venkatesh Kumar, cricket shots. I know you from the essay classes. Chalo, good afternoon. And all of you offline also, good afternoon. Sanjay Shri, maybe leave 10-12 pages. Okay, preferably I always suggest that start a new unit with a new notebook. Keep separate notebooks for separate units, but theek hai, if you want to do it same way, 10-12 pages should be good enough. Yeah, come in. Okay, so we're starting with Oceanography. For those not initiated, so what we have is, we have got different entry points in geography optional. You can start the optional from certain subjects, certain modules. There will be some overlap, but aisa bhi nahi hai, you can't handle it. And we have certain sessions on initiation. Una bhi hua, koi baat nahi, I'll try to handle that. Okay, so just be patient with me here. So we will have the sequence now will be Oceanography. Then I'll go on towards India physical, and then some topics thereafter. Your textbook reference will be, one is NCERT, जो आपका reference books होंगे. One is NCERT, class 11th, Fundamentals of Physical Geography, and the second book will be Oceanography by Savindra Singh. Okay, NCERT class 11th, there are 3-4 chapters. You must read all those chapters on your own. Don't wait for me to tell that to you. And this book by Savindra Singh, this has to be guided. I'll tell you what to read, and this should be selective. This should be line by line, and this is on your own. This is not something I'll need to guide you for this. आप अपने आप कर लेना. Open the books. It's a school book. And read carefully. You might understand some things, you might miss some things, make some jottings, जो भी समझ में आता है, some diagrams, some sketches. But this book I'm talking about is Oceanography by Savindra Singh. There can be different cover pages for this. Buy the latest one, whatever you can. The book doesn't change much. वो बस page numbering change होता है according to the font size. Otherwise वही किताब है. But this book you will need, and maybe once or twice a week, I'll ask you to bring the books and we will mark it. Okay, nahi bhi lao to you can take down the page numbers and go back and read. Okay, this is your reference book. From Oceanography, we have relatively simpler questions, not very tough. They generally alternate. They ask alternate years में Oceanography और एक topic है biogeography. In some years they ask this and not this. In some years they will not ask this, they will ask this. They kind of alternate. But recent years में they have been asking a bit more frequently. Okay, essentially an important unit. You can have questions on this which are very solvable, bearing some current affairs topics like they can ask you sometimes on coral reefs, so current पूछ लेगा, on ocean warming, a sea level change, वो पूछ ले, current पूछ ले. Otherwise, this is a very, not a tough topic, it's a simpler topic here. You can have a look at the syllabus once. Okay, I've answered your question, Nitika. Okay. All of you must have a copy of a syllabus. We always start the unit with a syllabus. एक बार देखेंगे आप लोग. Paper 1. This is Unit 3. So that's the syllabus here. You can all see. It's visible to all of you online. Yeah. So I have my page scribbled a bit. That's how I study. मेरा किताब जब तक थोड़ा रंगीन नहीं होता है, लगता ही नहीं कि मैंने पढ़ाई किया है. So I do some scribbling there. So I have done it. So you can look at the syllabus here. So लिख लो all of you, please write down. So the topics are temperature and salinity of the oceans. Write down please syllabus of oceanography. Temperature and salinity of the oceans. Temperature and salinity of the oceans. Marine resources. Marine resources में biotic, mineral and energy resources. Biotic, mineral and energy resources. Coral reefs, waves, currents and tides. Coral reefs, waves, currents and tides. Then bottom topography of Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean. Bottom topography of Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean. Then we have heat and salt budgets. Heat and salt budgets. Ocean deposits. Coral bleaching. Ocean deposits. Coral bleaching. Sea level changes. And the laws of sea and marine pollution. The laws of the sea and marine pollution. Again, this is one unit of geography optional, which is almost 95% relevant for the GS also. अब बस ये टॉपिक छोड़ दो, leave heat budget and salt budget छोड़ दो आप. You can also leave ocean deposits. Okay. All the other topics are essentially GS topics. In fact, in the GS from the world geography, the two most popular subjects or units are climate and oceans. You have got very few questions from geomorphology, landforms वगैरह बहुत कम questions आते हैं. If you look at the bulk of the questions of the world physical geography, they come from the climate or ocean, or oceans maybe, they ask disproportionately more amount of questions on currents. करेंट्स पूछे हैं, बॉटम टोपोग्राफी से पूछ देते हैं. I said leave heat and salt budgets, leave ocean deposits. बाकी सारे टॉपिक्स आर GS टॉपिक्स. ठीक है. सो प्रॉब्लम है GS स्टूडेंट्स, they focus on the NCERTs, but the questions are a bit more deeper for GS students. But for you guys, I think it should be fairly good. Yes, you can, Aditi. I mean, this is not the sequence in which I will teach you. Just note it down, okay? And I'll develop the sequence, okay, according to what's more logical. Aditi. All done, all of you? ये आपका syllabus हो गया, and you have your book references also mentioned. So we move on. Now, before I start off with the syllabus itself, certain, okay, basic concepts for oceanography. So I'm starting from a bit more basic ideas, and we'll enter the syllabus eventually. The give heading, basic concepts for oceanography. Okay, now, when we say oceans, we mean four things. We mean the ocean floor, which is part of the Earth's crust. ये क्या है बता देंगे आपको. We're talking about ocean floor, जो rocks हैं, the landforms we have. Okay, so that's one. Okay. So Hemant is telling me, छेड़ रहा है मुझे, सर आपकी हैंडराइटिंग आज का समझ आती है, बट हेमंत प्रॉब्लम क्या है? रियलिटीज आज कुछ नए बच्चे बैठे हैं. ओके, सो अपना इमेज खराब क्यों करूं फर्स्ट डे? नई नई दुल्हन आई है घर में. ओके, ठीक है, तभी ऑल ऑफ अस आर नाइस. ठीक है, सो आपका स्वागत है. ओके, वैसे don't listen to your friends, okay? I'm actually good at handwriting. So one is the floor. Okay, we'll study about the ocean rocks, the ocean landforms. Second is the ocean waters. अब मैं प्रेशर में आ गया. Okay, the ocean waters. The waters have certain properties. Water salinity, water's temperature, water ka density. Okay, then we have certain motions, how the oceans are moving. Okay, we have waves in the oceans, we have tides in the oceans. You all have heard about tsunami in the oceans. The most popular discussions are on currents. Okay, when I say oceanography, I mean the ocean floor, the ocean waters, the motion. And then we have the ecology of the oceans and the resources. More or less, syllabus is here. Ecology, what type of life forms are there? How are they important? Biodiversity, the resources from the oceans, oil from the oceans, the gases from the oceans, the minerals of the oceans. These are the four components of oceanography, more or less. Okay. We'll start with understanding the ocean floor. ये हमारा पहला discussion है. The ocean floor, the ocean rocks, the ocean landforms. We'll start from there. ठीक है? Now, certain basics. Okay. The first point is, I think all of us know this. The earth is layered. Okay, earth is not one solid rock. Okay, earth is layered. There is an outer layer of earth, there is the inner layer of earth, there is the deeper layer of earth, they have the core of the earth. So earth is layered, and the outer और जो layers क्या है? The layers, we have crust, जो outermost layer है. We have a layer called as mantle, and we have a layer called as core. I think all of us are aware of this. There's a crust, the mantle and the core. अब mantle के अलग अलग layers हैं. The mantle has something called as upper mantle, and we have the middle and the deep mantle. All of you keep writing as I am jotting on the board. Now dictation जरूरत होगी, I'll do that, but keep jotting. Okay, I said earth is layered, और layers क्या हैं? We have the crust as the uppermost layer, we have the mantle as the next layer, and then we have the core as the innermost layer. Okay, then I'm saying the mantle layer होता है, so outermost layer is the crust. This is the crust of the earth. Then we have a layer called as the upper mantle. Upper mantle. Then we have the middle mantle, and we have the inner mantle, और फिर है आपका core. These are the layers of the earth, more or less. Okay. So mantle को मैं divide कर दिया, the upper part, the upper mantle, and then we have the middle and the deep mantle together. For some reasons, we'll come back some time other, the crust, ये crust and a part of the upper mantle को हम एक साथ we consider. Okay, so the crust and a part of the upper mantle, ये दोनों साथ ले लेते हैं हम. Okay, this layer together is called as, okay, the lithosphere. It's called as the lithosphere. और जो lower part of upper mantle है, इसको हम बोलते हैं asthenosphere. Okay, the spellings are lithosphere, spellings are lithosphere, and we have a layer called as asthenosphere. ठीक है? So write 2 lines on this, write down. Okay. The Earth's layers are divided under different schemes. The Earth's layers are divided under different schemes. ये अलग schemes हैं. ये crust, mantle, core एक तरह का scheme है, and the lithosphere, asthenosphere is another type of a scheme. So Earth's layers are divided under different schemes. Write down. The most common is crust, mantle, and the core. The most common is the crust, mantle, and the core. But in another scheme, next sentence, but in the most common scheme is crust, mantle, core. But in another scheme, the crust and the upper part of upper mantle, the crust and the upper part of upper mantle up to a depth of 100 kilometers. Upper part of upper mantle up to a depth of 100 kilometers. तो ये दोनों साथ कहां तक? Okay, up to 100 kilometers. The crust and the upper part of upper mantle up to 100 kilometers is called as the lithosphere. It's called as the lithosphere. Next point. The lower part of upper mantle is called as asthenosphere. The lower part of upper mantle is called as asthenosphere. ठीक है? So you can either talk about upper layer is crust. The crust के बाद में there is this layer called as mantle. Okay, and we have the middle and the deep mantle. ये upper mantle. ऐसे बोल लो, या फिर crust and upper mantle को मिलाकर you can call this layer as lithosphere, and the lower part of upper mantle को क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग? Asthenosphere. Okay. This division is called as chemical layering. It's on the basis of rocks, on the basis of minerals, on the basis of composition. What are the layers made up of? We call this as chemical layering. If I go by this scheme, I call this as mechanical layering. This is in terms of hardness. Okay, so these two together, they become one hard layer. Okay, and the lower part of upper mantle is called asthenosphere. This is relatively softer. This is a very hard and it is lighter. Very softer, and this is denser. The two ways how we divide the layers of the earth. Either use the scheme of crust, upper mantle, middle mantle, core, or go by this scheme, lithosphere, asthenosphere. So हम इतने रखेंगे अभी. We'll need this much to understand, okay, in oceanography. ठीक है? अच्छा. Next, if I go by this scheme, okay, if I look at the crust of the earth is two types. Keep jotting, please. The crust of the earth is of two types. Online, are you all keeping pace with me? Online, all keeping pace? Yes, no, okay. Yeah, I know some of you are in my class for the first time, so not used to how I teach. You'll get used to it ultimately. The previous one, here you are. Jyoti. We have a chemical layering. Okay, we have a mechanical layering. The chemical layering is based on rocks kya hai, minerals kya hai, composition kya hai. And the mechanical layering is based on how hard the layers are. How hard they are, how soft they are. Okay. So, now I'm discussing this scheme. Crust is of two types. The crust can be continental crust and the crust can be ocean crust. Okay. ये बहुत important concept है. So, if you look at our Earth's surface, ये continent, mountains, elevations, it goes deeper. We have the ocean floor. Okay. For a long time, people thought the continents, they become depressions and they have got water. Okay. People thought continents continue as oceans. Okay. यहाँ के rocks, यहाँ के rocks, यहाँ के rocks सारे same हैं. This was an old idea. Okay. Now we know that continents are different in their composition and the oceans are not same as continents. The rocks which make up the ocean floor are different from the rocks which make up the continents. The crust is of two types. We have the continental crust and we have the oceanic crust. Okay. Now, properties में फर्क होगा. So, we have the crust which is continental crust and we have oceanic crust. Some of you have done this topic under geomorphology. So, I am revising these topics very quick. This takes almost one good class. I am finishing off in 10-15 minutes. Continents, these are lighter. They have a density of 2.5. These are harder rocks. Continents are also thicker. Average thickness can be more than 60 kilometers. Continents are made up of rocks like granite, a rock called as gneiss, rocks called as diorites, and rocks called as andesite. Keep writing, please. Continents are what? Continents are lighter, halke hote hain. They're not as dense, not as heavy, they're lighter. Density 2.5. This is lighter than the oceans. Continents are harder. Harder ka matlab hai? Okay, if you apply force, they will not bend, they will break. Okay, continents are harder. Okay, comparison mein oceans are denser. Oceans have a density of 3.5. Oceans are relatively softer. Oceans are thinner. They have a thickness of about 1 to 2 kilometers. In some places, they may be also 3 kilometers. And the rocks of the oceans are basalt. Basalt rock and a variant of basalt called as gabbro. Okay, likho all of you. Continents are lighter. Continents have density 2.5. Continents are harder. Continents are thicker. The thickness of continents about 60 kilometers, 30 kilometers. In some places, you can also increase to 80 kilometers also. But average is range mein hota hai. So some books can mention this as 30 to 50 kilometers thickness. So don't bother about the exact number. Okay, thickness essentially they're far more thicker than the oceans, and the continents are having rocks called as granite. I'm sure you all have heard about some of these rocks. A granite rock hai, एक gneiss essentially is a metamorphosed form of granite. Gneiss rocks hain. A very important rock called as diorite. It's a very hard rock. It makes up the landforms of the interiors of the crust. Diorite. एक andesite rock hai. Andesite rocks are one type of volcanic rocks that make up islands like Andaman Nicobar Islands, andesitic rocks. Or oceans mein the rocks are basalt. Basalt is relatively softer. Soft hai doesn't mean it's not like a rock. It's still a rock, it's still hard, but comparison mein rocks, basalt rocks are softer. And one variant of basalt called as gabbro, G-A-B-B-R-O, gabbro. So ये oceans and continents, so a diagram जो है कि the oceans are not extensions of the continent. ये दो अलग है. Okay, ये पूरा अलग है. Okay, it's like my finger and the nail. While they both are attached, but the nail is not exactly same as the muscles, the bones of my finger. ये दो अलग compositions हैं, right? So even if they attach, they are essentially two different type of rocks. The properties are different, and their evolution, the formation is also very different. Achha. Then what we had told all of you right now is the crust hai, okay, and we have got mantle. The other scheme is what? I've used the term lithosphere, and I've used the term asthenosphere. Okay. So lower part of upper mantle ये बोल देते हैं. So in our ocean studies हम बोलते हैं that there are two types of lithospheres. We have the continental lithosphere and we have the ocean lithosphere. Write down next. Just as, next point लिखो आप. Bullets में, next point. Just as the crusts vary, so also there are two types of lithosphere. So also there are, just as crusts vary, so also there are two types of lithosphere. We have the continental lithosphere made up of continental crust, and we have the ocean lithosphere made up of the oceanic crust. Just as we have two types of crusts, there are two types of lithosphere. We have the continental lithosphere made up of continental crust, and we have the ocean lithosphere made up of the oceanic crust. And important point here is that the lithospheres जो हैं, they float over the asthenosphere. The ocean one also, this also floats over the asthenosphere. Asthenosphere is softer like a jelly, ऐसा सोचो आप. उसके ऊपर में the lithospheres are floating. The continental lithosphere floats over the asthenosphere, and the ocean lithosphere also floats over the asthenosphere. So we have continental lithosphere floating over a common asthenosphere. And ocean वाला छोटा होता है. This is the ocean lithosphere. So this one is softer. This is the thicker and the harder layer, and this is the thinner and the relatively, इससे it is softer. The continental lithosphere floats over the asthenosphere, so also the oceanic lithosphere floats over the asthenosphere. It's more of a revision of what many of us know, but recalling it for your relevance. So after your class, you all will get some notes and material. So ये सब diagram उसमें आपको मिल जाएगा. So this is the lithosphere. We have this ocean crust and mantle का upper part. ये ocean lithosphere हो गया. This is the continent crust and upper part of the upper mantle. This is the ocean lithosphere. Make sense, all of you? So this is the ocean lithosphere, and this is, continent lithosphere. This is the ocean lithosphere. ये जो layer है, this is the ocean crust, and this layer is the continent, लिखा भी है, continent crust. And नीचे, this is all asthenosphere. So this is more or less how the Earth's outer layers are arranged. Yes, I encourage you, please draw these diagrams, but ठीक है, बना ही लो, अब बना ही रहे हैं तो. You can draw a representative one. You can show this as the ocean. You can show this as the continent. So this is the continent crust. This is the very thin ocean crust. And this whole thing is the asthenosphere. This whole thing is the asthenosphere. ठीक है, बना लो. Ocean crust. This is the continent crust. The continent lithosphere, and this is the ocean lithosphere, asthenosphere, and this also is the asthenosphere. I could have drawn this deeper maybe. Take it till here if you want to. Get used to quick, small sketches. Okay, geography without sketches and maps, okay, you will lose marks. बहुत बनाने नहीं, don't make elaborate ones. Okay, coloring and shading. Okay, don't spend time on that. Quick line diagrams. Okay, each diagram shouldn't take you more than 6, 7, 10 seconds types. Okay, labeling and you're done. You move on. Okay, how the Earth's layers are organized. Hi Rishi, Aditya. Okay, Ajay, yeah. Okay, I'm moving on. Ho gaya all of you here? Okay, so our discussion was essentially, okay, that the lithospheres are floating over the asthenosphere. Okay, so back here. Next point. So you can give a heading, plate interactions. Give heading, plate interactions. Okay. The lithosphere is broken into pieces, into segments. We call these as plates. The lithosphere का layer जो है वो एक continuous layer नहीं है. Okay. The lithosphere is broken into segments called as plates. So imagine this is the layer of the earth, ऐसे depth में और नीचे जाएगा ऐसे. Earth का एक segment है. ये upper part is the lithosphere and I'm saying ये ऐसे टूट गया है. This is broken like this, ऐसे cracked है. It's cracked here. It's cracked here. Okay, so this is one piece called as plate. One piece called as plate. This can be continent plate. This can be ocean plate. This can be continent here. Can be ocean here. So the lithosphere is broken into pieces called as the plates. And write down, as the plates float over asthenosphere, as the plates float over the asthenosphere, the plates interact. Okay, there are two sheets like plates moving on the asthenosphere. As they move, they collide, they break, they rub against one another. Okay, so again, something very basic, most of us have heard about it. The plates interact. The details of this I teach in geomorphology. Some of you have done that point, no problem. Others, itna basic to hame pata hota hai generally. Otherwise, fine, now you know it. Okay, the plates, they are interacting. They can collide, they can move away from each other, they can rub past each other. There are different type of plate interactions. Okay, now for the ocean lithosphere, plates also interact and create their unique landforms. Okay, the ocean plates hai, they interact and they create their unique landforms. Okay, so I wanted to come to this point. ये सबसे important point हमारा है. So अगर आप diagrams देखेंगे, अच्छा, this is summary. I think you have got it right. This is the ocean lithosphere, and this is the continent lithosphere. Oceans basaltic हैं. I've used a word called mafic. Continents are granitic. I've used a term called as felsic. and the thickness. 5-10 kilometer mentioned here, but you know it is generally 1 to 3 kilometers hota hai. Okay. Forget this. Softer, basalt and gabbro. Continents are harder, and continents made up of granite, andesite, diorite, and so on. Okay, some idea about the crust lithosphere. Okay, now this also you understand. You can go back to your room and have a look. The interiors of Earth. The lithosphere is first 100 kilometer, then we have asthenosphere. Okay, so these things you can go back and look. Okay? So I was discussing what? I was discussing how the plates interact. So imagine we have 2 plates here, 2 blocks here. Okay, the 2 blocks can move away from one another. तो ये ocean है और ये भी ocean है. When they move away from one another, the hot lava from inside will come out and accumulate here. They create a mountain called as mid-ocean ridges. Okay, so this is called as ocean divergence. This is also called as sea floor spreading. ये फैल जा रहा है. The oceans are moving away. The plates interact and they create their unique landforms. ये landforms है, ये life forms नहीं. They create their unique landforms. So one type of interaction is the 2 plates move away from one another. So ocean divergence. The ocean plates, they move away from each other. We also call this as the sea floor spreading. Okay. जहां पर sea floor spreading हो रहा होगा, you'll have 3 things created. एक तो this becomes a zone of volcanism. So this is a linear zone of volcanism. Okay. This is the location of basaltic magma. This is the location of ocean creation. Okay. It forms long ridge like a mountain. It's called as MOR, M-O-R. MOR is the mid-ocean ridge. Mid-ocean ridge. So wherever we have this type of interaction, where the 2 plates are moving away from one another, ocean के केस में, ये 4 पॉइंट है. There are zones of volcanism. यहाँ पर volcano निकलेगा. Volcanisms. The locations of basalt magma. ये basalt magma कहाँ से है, कैसे है, ये सब बाद में. The locations of basalt magma. तो ये मैग्मा बसाल्ट निकल रहा है एंड ओशन भी बसाल्ट है. That's why I'm saying, ये जो मैग्मा निकल रहा है, यहां पर we have got a new ocean formation here. Okay, so it's location of ocean creation. Ocean का मतलब है ocean crust. The location of ocean crust creation. And the long ridge, the long mountain is called as the MOR. The MOR system is the mountain. So the typical diagram of this is the ocean. Okay, this is the MOR. Okay, this is the ocean. This is the MOR. एक ऐसे elevation imagine करो. This is how it looks like. So lava coming out, magma coming out, volcanic eruption, volcanic eruption, volcanic eruption. Okay, so ये जो ridge बना, this is the more. And the more is always basaltic volcanism. Keep sketching. Okay, इस पे कोई questions नहीं होगा आपका. Okay, but you must use it for some other answers. Okay, it's called as the mid-ocean ridge. This is the mid-ocean ridge on the ocean floor. And agar lava is coming out here, ये crack है ना ये वाला. This crack is called as, okay, the linear axial rift valley. Is a rift valley, is a crack. Linear का मतलब है लंबाई में. It is the linear axial, A-X-I-A-L, linear axial rift valley. Please, you can. Linear along the more. Linear axial rift valley. Okay. So, where this happens, you have ridge. Ridge along with, I said there is a axial rift valley. हर ocean floor में ऐसा मोर है. We have in Atlantic Ocean, we have in the Pacific Ocean, we also have in the Indian Ocean. Okay. Moors are features of all oceans. Atlantic Ocean has this, so does Pacific, even Arctic Ocean has a moor. All the oceans have these moor systems. No, ये trench नहीं है. इसको हम rift valley ही बोलेंगे. Okay, this is not a trench, it's a axial rift valley. So, if you have this diagram, can you all see this here? Okay. So, we have rising magma coming out here. Okay. The ocean is pushed like this, the ocean pushed like this, and this comes out, piles up here. It says mid-ocean ridge zone, and there's a rift valley here. Okay. So, far away, ये continent है, far away, इधर continent है. Ocean. Imagine this is South America, this is Africa, Atlantic Ocean. Beach में there is a rift moor system here. The magma rises from here. Okay. The magma comes out and accumulates here. So, if I was to draw the diagram of the moor here, maybe something like this, हम बनाते हैं. The moor system here. All fine, all of you? So, this is one type of interaction. ये वाला ocean divergence and sea floor spreading. This is number one. This is the first type of interaction. Okay, where we have ocean divergence. Then number two. Now come to number two. Number two is ocean collision. Ocean collision. So I have ocean lithosphere here, and we have another ocean lithosphere here. Above part is ocean crust, the asthenosphere, the asthenosphere. Yes, absolutely. As a part of your post class notes, आपको ये सारे diagram मिल जाएंगे. But please draw as I'm teaching. Okay. कोई rocket science नहीं है. It's all there in the net, in the textbooks. I've only compiled them together. So diagrams इकट्ठा करना बड़ी बात नहीं. You draw those diagrams in your notes. ठीक है? So when they collide because of something is pulling them. We call those as convection currents. There's some motions in the mantle that pull them. When they collide, one of them, because see, both the pieces cannot be perfectly same. एक बड़ा होगा, एक छोटा होगा. One will be a bit more heavier than the other. The heavier one will get pulled inside the mantle. So होगा क्या? This is the ocean lithosphere. The other lithosphere will get pulled inside the mantle. Okay. So this is coming like this. This comes here and gets dragged in the mantle. So this is the lithosphere, the ocean crust, and one of them will get pulled inside. This process, this is ocean collision. Okay, this will force one of the ocean lithosphere to subduct. ये जो process of getting pulled inside, इसको बोलते हैं subduction. Okay, there will be subduction. Okay, this process of getting pulled inside is called as subduction process. Okay. And this subduction will result in 3-4 things. ये जो gap है, like a valley यहाँ पर, this gap is called as trench. This gap is called as trench. Okay. The slab goes inside, the slab will melt. It's hot inside. ये melt करेगा. It's all melt here. Molten lava will rise up, will puncture the crust here, rise and come out and accumulate as volcanic islands. ये ऊपर water है, it'll rise up. So this is a volcanic island. So when we have ocean collisions, there will be subduction. The subduction will create a gap called as trench, and the subducting slab will melt and form volcanic accumulations called as volcanic islands. ऐसे islands को हम बोलते हैं archipelagos. Yeah, please keep writing. So, in ocean collision, what's happening? I said, what's happening is subduction. What's happening is subduction. What's happening is volcanism. Volcanism that creates volcanic islands called as archipelago. It results in a gap. The gap is called as the trench. Online, are you all keeping pace? So what otherwise I'm teach over what 3-4 classes, I'm summarizing quickly because I need the terms for oceanography. Okay? All good? Fine. So subduction process, subduction का मतलब क्या है? This is, okay, the ocean lithosphere is forced into the mantle. There will be volcanism that creates islands called as archipelagos. And just remember this, ये जो islands हैं, okay, these islands का composition होगा andesite, ये basalt नहीं होंगे. Some mechanism by which, okay, a new type of lava is formed. These will be andesite rocks. These will be andesite rocks. Compare this with, okay, the more type of upliftment. In the mores, I had said we'll have what? Basalt. At the mores, we have basalt. ये lava अंदर से आ रहा है, basalt lava बन रहा है. The mores, okay, they have the basalt lava. But, okay, in case of subduction process, I will have andesite lava, not basalt lava. Okay. इसके अलावा, apart from this, this subduction process, say the ocean floor will have sediments. Ocean floor has mountains. The ocean floor has, okay, plateaus. Okay. So when it goes inside, these sediments will get scraped. It's like somebody shaving. Okay. They get scraped and the scraped matter will pile up on the other slab. वो यहाँ इकट्ठा हो जाएगा. They'll pile up on, they'll pile up here. They'll pile up here. So these sediments, as they go inside, they get scraped and they get transferred on this. These sediments, they're called as what? Accretionary prism. Okay. There will be a scraping there is a scraping of ocean sediments and the formation of accretionary prism and the formation of accretionary prism. ACCRE, not RI Nidhika. ACCRETION, the formation of accretionary prism. So जहां पर भी trench होगा, side में you'll have the sediments. Wherever we have subduction of oceans, there will be volcanism. Okay, so these are some features linked to ocean collisions. So I showed this to you also. This one. Okay, so this is the ocean going down. This is another ocean and this is the continent. Okay, so this gap here, this is the trench. यहीं पर ही दिखाया नहीं है, but you'll have sediments here. We call this as, okay, ये trench, ये line है, ये trench. This line is the trench. Trench here. Okay. Melts, lava comes out, ऐसे patches बन रहे हैं. They're called as archipelagos or also called as island arcs. So these two are colliding, collisions, and one has gone inside. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, इट्स ओके, ओके नहीं देगा, नो प्रॉब्लम, एज लॉन्ग एज यू अंडरस्टैंड परफेक्टली फाइन. All fine, all of you here? Okay, so I'm talking about whatever happens on the ocean floor. The ocean floor can have mores, the ocean floor can have basalt eruptions, the ocean floor can have trenches, the ocean floor has accretionary prisms, the ocean floor has these volcanic islands which are of andesite composition. Okay, 3-4 type of features that we have discussed. Right, ठीक है अभिरूप, fine. Okay, so that's one. So I was discussing the second type of interaction. We have called this as the ocean collision. Okay, now we come to the third one, which is the ocean continent collision. OC collision. One lithosphere is ocean, the other lithosphere is continent. The ocean continent collision. So, अभी पढ़ा हम लोगों ने that one of the blocks is ocean, the other block is also ocean. So when they collide, the ocean goes like this. Now I'm discussing one of the blocks is ocean and the other block is a large continent. तो आपको ये समझ में आ गया. This is ocean. Now I'm saying एक तरफ ocean है और एक तरफ continent है. Now when this happens, oceans are always heavier as a 3.5 density. Continents are lighter, 2.5 density. When they collide, the ocean will always go down, not the continents. So now the ocean will again go down under the continent. Okay. So this creates again a trend. So now we have the ocean subducting and the continent remaining here. Ocean lithosphere is subducting and this is the continental lithosphere. ठीक है? So again you will have a gap here called as the trench. Okay, जहां पर subduction होगा, you will have a trench. Like you have a trench here. When this goes inside, तो यहां पर भी trench होगा. Like we have sediments getting scraped and plastered here, like in oceans, तो यहां पर भी ऐसा ही होगा. This also is an accretionary prism. Difference, it's much more thicker, it's more in height, it's above the water now. Above the water, I can see mountains along the edge of the continents. In the O type, these sediments are under the water. हमें दिखता नहीं है. ये जो डायग्राम बनाया हमने, okay, water is here, the sediments are under the water, दिखता नहीं है हमें. But a continent है, the sediments can pile up along the edge. When they pile up along the edge, okay, these can become sedimentary mountains, we call these as fold mountains, okay, of the earth. Okay? So what happens in OC collision? Let me summarize quickly. क्या होगा इसमें? Number one, the ocean floor will subduct. The continent will never, because the oceans are denser than the continents. The ocean floor will subduct, not the continents, because the ocean floors are denser than the continents. Okay? Trench formation. There will be a trench formation, जो gap है. There will be accumulation of ocean deposits. This is the accretionary prism, and this forms fold mountains along the edge of continents. We have accumulation of ocean sediments or deposits. Okay, the ocean, okay, sediments, they form the accretionary prism, and this prism forms the fold mountains. It forms the fold mountains along the edge of the continents. Yeah, Sanjay Shri. Okay. This prism is much more, it is more diverse, it is a very complex compared to ocean type. ये जो OC वाला deposits हैं, at the OC types, this is in amount बहुत ज़्यादा होगा. It is much more in terms of quantity, it is more diverse, variety ज़्यादा होगा. It's more complex when I compare the sediments with ocean type. Ab why this is come, we'll skip this for now. But if you will have a accretionary prism that forms fold mountains along the edge of the continents, and this is what becomes something like the Andes Mountains. They become like the Andes Mountains of South America. Okay, Rockies Mountains of North America. Go please, all of you. They are more enormous in amount, they are more diverse in amount, in variety, and they are more complex in their origin compared to the OO type. And these sediments form mountains, like I said, the Andes Mountains, ANDES, Andes Mountains of South America, and the Rockies Mountains of North America. Basaltic, what's यहाँ पर volcano बताया नहीं, I'll come to that, wait. All done, all of you here? Okay. So if you compare with the ocean type, okay, trench and a prism, and we have volcanism that creates volcanic islands. अब क्या यहाँ पर ocean, यहाँ पर continent है, तो यहाँ पर भी volcanism होगा. This also will have volcanism, but this time the volcanism will not be on the ocean floor. The volcanism will be, okay, on the continents, coming out at locations of the fold mountains. यहाँ पर बनेंगे volcanoes. Okay, so in this case also we will have volcanic eruptions on the fold mountains. या ocean floor पे नहीं है. Eruptions on the fold mountains. That's what I was showing you here. Okay. The lava comes out, is fold mountain के ऊपर में हो रहा. It's not under the mountains. I'll use another color here. Lava melting, lava melting, lava melting, lava rising up, lava rising up. The lava rises up and forms volcanic mountains on the Krishnadi prism. It's no longer on the ocean floor. ठीक है? In case of ocean type, मैंने बताया था they are what type of volcanism? I mentioned andesite rocks. So OC में भी andesite बनेंगे, not basalt. Andesite is one type of a rock. How formed, why formed, I'm skipping all of that. Okay. So in case of ocean continent also, ये जो volcanism होगा, this volcanism is also going to be the andesitic eruptions. Will also be andesitic eruptions. Okay, तो ऐड कर लो अपने नोट्स में. Volcanic eruptions on the fold mountains, and these eruptions are andesitic. These are andesitic eruptions. So I need to know this much of the basic plate tectonics. Then I can start off with the ocean discussions. Yes, volcano can go through it. ठीक है, उतना powerful eruptions हैं, they can puncture through that, not a problem. So this was the diagram. I have oceans on one side, continents, यहाँ पर ocean continents हैं. The ocean is going underneath the continent. तो यहाँ पर भी trench है. This also is a trench here. Okay. This eruption coming out here. These are also andesitic eruptions here. Okay, so जो पहला वाला diagram था, this was ocean, continents far away. Now we have ocean and continents on the side. Yes, Hemant, we'll have that. ठीक है? Any doubts on this, anybody? So if I summarize this for all of you quickly, features, landforms on the ocean floor associated with plate tectonics interactions. Ocean divergence, ocean collision, ocean continent collision. Okay, so let's listen down points. This is sea floor spreading. We have the Moor formation. Basaltic eruptions, axial rift valley, an ocean floor creation. Ocean subduction, trench, accretionary prism, volcanic islands called as archipelago. Ocean subduction, a trench, an accretionary prism that becomes a fold mountain, and we have volcanic eruptions on the mountains. These are andesite. Even these are andesite. The summary आपका, if you know this much, okay, the class is summarized. Yeah, any doubts on this? Anybody? Yeah. Where collisions are. ये collision नहीं है ना, the divergence है. So volcanism is a feature of plate boundaries. Boundary can be divergent boundary, the boundary can be collision boundary. But otherwise also we can have volcanism, something called as intraplate, away from bound, वो भी होता है. I'm not going that far right now. Okay. So in तीनों case में we have volcanism. In the divergent ones where the plates move away, I will have basalt eruption. जहां पर collision, जहां पर trench होगा, you always have andesite. जहां पर trench होगा, you always have andesite. And you can add one point here. I will again, okay, say, जो basalt होते हैं ना, these are quieter. These are less destructive. Basalt is softer, वो आराम से okay, बाहर आ जाएगा. Andesite is very viscous, बहुत thick होता है. So andesite eruptions are very powerful, and these are therefore more destructive. This is a very viscous, very thick lava, very viscous. Okay. These eruptions are also destructive eruptions. These also are destructive eruptions. This much of fact we remember. Okay. What are the features on the ocean floor as a consequence of the plate interactions? Take all of you all done here? Any questions? Turn the pages, look up. The actual learning happens when you go back to your room, open these notes and try summarizing. all the old students understand what I mean by synopsis. The new ones, you will develop the skills. You must go back home and summarize the class notes today itself. When you summarize it, then you'll process it. जो डाउट्स होंगे वो आपका मैं कल दोबारा करा दूंगा क्लियर. आज डाउट्स मुश्किल है until you really are aware of the concepts. Yes, Anfas, I'm not going that deep right now. Okay, you're right. We also have continent collisions also, but मैं oceanography पढ़ा रहा हूं ना आपको. So I'm keeping to oceans जहां पर हैं. इसके आगे और भी कहानी है. We don't need that right now. Okay, now something here. Some concepts here. Okay. The oceans and the continents. The oceans and the continents are the basis of the crust. The outermost crust hai. Okay, the oceans and the continents are the basis of the crust. They are called as first order landforms. All oceans taken together and all continents taken together. We call these as first order landforms. Second, when Earth was evolving, the ocean crust was formed first. When Earth was evolving, the ocean crust was formed first. Why? How? We just accept for now. Okay, the oceans are fundamental to the crust formation. The continent crust formed from ocean crust. Ocean crust क्या था? Ocean crust, if you know now, it is basaltic. Continents कैसा होता है? Andesite होता है, granite होता है, and all of that. What I'm saying is, andesite granite ocean से ही बना है. Some mechanism by which the ocean crust gets transformed. Okay, that's why we say, okay, the oceans are more fundamental. Therefore, the ocean crust बोल लो या lithosphere बोल लो, I mean, we'll now treat them to be synonymous. This is more fundamental. Because ocean से बना है continents. The ocean crust is more fundamental. अच्छा. But the ocean crust is capable of subduction. Ocean पहले बना. Ocean से बना continent. But the continents, okay, they don't subduct. They don't go inside the mantle. The oceans can subduct. And subduction means one type of destruction. Okay, अंदर जाकर वो melt हो गया, वो convert हो गया. वो conversion is what creates continents. Okay, the ocean can subduct, okay, and continents do not. Continents once formed, they remain forever. The continents धीरे धीरे इनका size बढ़ता है. Okay. Ocean crust is capable of subduction. Ocean crust can be destroyed. The continents, they don't. We often say, continents once formed are forever. Continents increase in size. Continents grow older, but oceans can be destroyed. तो इसकी वजह से क्या हुआ? What has happened because of this is the older oceans have been destroyed. Much of the old oceans आज के डेट में they have been destroyed. Okay. Continental rocks found are more than 3.5 billion years old. बहुत जगह मिला है, जैसे कनाडा में मिला है, इंडिया में मिला है, अफ्रीका में मिला है. But the rocks of the continents are more than 3.5 billion years old. Whereas oceans are rarely older than 250 to 80 million years, because the older oceans have been destroyed. Is it okay, all of you here? It's like, me and my great-grandfather. Between the two of us, he is more fundamental. He came first. Okay, and I am the third generation, okay, if I compare with that. But in my home today, my grandfather is gone, my great-grandfather is gone, okay, my father is the oldest man. Okay, so dekhne mein, okay, what I see today is much younger than what once existed. इसीलिए ये जो टेबल बनाया था ना मैंने आपके लिए, I skipped that part quickly, didn't want to. Yeah, oceans, दिख रहा है आपको यहाँ पर, they are younger, and continents में लिखा है यहाँ पर, they are older, because old oceans have been destroyed. Okay, oceans are more fundamental, but they're destroyed. Older ones are destroyed. Continents, they don't get destroyed. They remain. Continents grow in size. Okay, they are smaller, they grow, some process continues, and they keep on becoming larger. ठीक है? So, इसका एक process है. We just mentioned that for now. We don't need it. Okay. So, ये जो process है where oceans subduct, oceans create continents, oceans are created, they again melt. Okay, there's a process called as, something called as Wilson cycle. Wilson cycle. The process how the oceans get churned and the oceans get recreated as continents. A process called as Wilson cycle. Yes, the same Wilson. The man who coined the word plates. Okay, जो हम बोलते हैं tectonic plate बोलते हैं, somebody must have coined the word plate. Okay, जो नामकरण किया था, ये विल्सन जी ने किया था. Yes, yes, Sanjay Sri, don't go that route. Okay, the process called as Wilson cycle. Okay, so I hope you understand now when I'm saying that the oceans and continents are first order landforms. Is समझ में आ गया all of you here? Okay. Now, on the first order landforms, all the landforms, because of internal forces, we call these as second order landform. जो मोर बना वो सेकेंड ऑर्डर लैंडफॉर्म है, जो ट्रेंच बना वो सेकेंड ऑर्डर लैंडफॉर्म है. द वोल्केनिक आइलैंड्स आर सेकेंड ऑर्डर, द फोल्ड माउंटेन्स आर सेकेंड ऑर्डर. सो ऑन द फर्स्ट ऑर्डर जो भी लैंडफॉर्म्स हैं बिकॉज ऑफ इंटरनल फोर्सेस, okay, mantle is melting, continents are moving, ocean subducting, वैसे लैंडफॉर्म्स को बोलते हैं सेकेंड ऑर्डर. जो अभी जितना भी डिस्कस किया मैंने, the trenches, okay, the fold mountains, the moor, the volcanic eruptions, the archipelagos. Okay, all of them are examples of second order landforms. Examples of second order landforms. ऐसे landforms को हम structural landforms ही बोलते हैं, also called as structural landforms. So oceans are first order landform, and on the oceans we also have second order landforms. एक और third level है, we don't need it for oceans, but you should know this. We have also third order landforms. Third order landforms. These are landforms because of erosion and deposition. All the landform because of erosion and deposition, like river delta, river valley, glacial valleys, sand dunes, landform because of erosion and deposition. Okay, we call those as third order landform. Erosion depositions के लिए एक और word है denudation. All the landforms of denudation are called as third order landforms. जहां पर erosion, a river has cut river valley, glaciers have cut the glacial valley, the winds have eroded some landforms, the rivers create a delta, the rivers create floodplains, the glaciers create moraines. I hope you know some of the names. Delta are depositional landforms. Moraine are glacial deposition landforms. A river valley, the glacial valleys, the sand dunes, ये भी depositional हैं. The sea beach is depositional. Like the waves deposit sand. We call these as, okay, the third order landforms. Is it okay all of you here? यहाँ तक ठीक है? So I think you have a fair base of the ocean crust. We don't find second order on the oceans. Don't find is a strong word, but you are right. Okay, because oceans के अंदर erosion deposition landforms नहीं बनते, though we can have deposition sediments. Okay, so generally third order we talk in terms of the continents. Okay, erosion water, the water moves very, very slowly. The ocean water is, ocean floor pe, erosion is not a very common feature. Okay, so they are more linked to the continents. The third order are more linked to the continent, okay, landforms. All fine, all of you here? Okay, so I'll initiate the next topic, a fresh page. Fresh page. Okay. The structural zones of the ocean floor. The structural zones of the ocean floor. Now I'm entering proper, okay, this is starting off with what's called as ocean bottom relief. Okay, short may we also call this as OBR. It's a very popular question, optional maybe, and also in your GS. The ocean bottom relief, the structural zones of the ocean floor. Yeah, online, all keeping pace with me. All fine, all keeping pace. Are able to write down as I discuss, draw. I will dictate some points, but I will not dictate everything. Some I am talking, discussing, I am drawing. You must be alert to note it down. Yeah? Okay. The दिक्कत तो पूछ लेना, ठीक है? I can always repeat. So, इसके बहुत सारे versions हैं, but the more popular one is given by Thermon and Turgillo. Thermon and Turgillo's zonation of the ocean floor. Okay. So what they have done is they divided the ocean floor into ocean margins, okay, the deep ocean floor and the more. They said ocean का ये तीन main part है. The ocean margins, the deep ocean floor and the more. Okay, this scheme was given by Thermon and Turgillo. Ocean margins include three things: continental shelf, continental slope, and the continental rise. The three parts of the ocean margins: continental shelf, continental slope, and the continental rise. And we have the deep ocean floor, which is largely flat plains, which are called as abyssal plains, correct? They're called as abyssal plains. The deep ocean floor is largely flat plains. I'm talking about deep ocean floor at depths more than 4,000 meters. Okay, they're called as abyssal plains. And more you know now, mid-oceanic ridge systems. इसमें फिर there are some diversities. So typically if I draw the sketch here, we have the continent, we have a transition zone here, it plunges toward the deep here, it goes, there is a more here. So I'm drawing the sketch of an ideal ocean floor, an ideal represented ocean floor. Okay, so this is the ocean water. So यहाँ से यहाँ तक, this is the continental shelf. जहाँ पर turn हुआ, this is called as continental break. And then the slope is, इसको बोलते हैं continental slope. And we have a transition zone here. This is called as continental rise. And the flat plain is abyssal plains. This is the more, and this is the trench. Okay. This is the continent. Continent, the shelf. I need to draw this smaller maybe, otherwise it confuse करेगा आपको. The shelf, where the turn, where the ocean starts, okay, the land starts to plunge towards the deep. There's a break. Break के बाद में जो steep slope है, is called as the continental slope. फिर transition zone है, it's called as the rise. And then we have the plains, the more, and the trenches. All drawn? The more and the trench. But very interestingly, if you look at the rocks, rise तक, sorry, slope के edge तक, ये actually continent rocks हैं. And the ocean rocks are here. Okay. So, although it is part of the ocean floor, it is not ocean rocks. Okay. This is continental crust, granite, diorite, andesite. Okay, so the shelf, the slope, both of them are part of the ocean floor, but not part of the ocean crust. ये दो अलग चीज, you must differentiate now. The actual ocean crust is the abyssal plains and the transition called as continental rise. This is basalt. ठीक है? So that's one insight for all of you. Okay. So up till the seaward limit of the slope, यहां तक ये कॉन्टिनेंट क्रस्ट है, और फिर यहां पर यू हैव गॉट ओशन क्रस्ट. ठीक है? So I have two lines here on this, write down. So the rise is a transition zone. ना इसमें डालो ना इसमें डालो, ट्रांजिशन है, बता रहे हैं ट्रांजिशन है. Okay, the buffer area किसका है? बफर एरिया है बिकॉज किसी का नहीं है, या फिर दोनों का है. This is a transition zone. Just keep it as transition zone. Write down. The continental shelf and the continental slope as ocean margins, the shelf and the slope as ocean margins are structurally, in terms of rocks, are structurally continental crust. Structurally, they are continental crust. Whereas the abyssal plains, are the oceanic crust. The abyssal plains are the oceanic crust. Yeah, please draw this diagram. Take all of you. The ocean, the insight for all of you is, the ocean floor जब बोलते हैं, when I use the term ocean floor, this is not same as ocean crust. ये दो अलग टर्म है. ओशन फ्लोर तो ये भी है, ये भी है, ये भी, सारा ओशन फ्लोर है. Under water, it's ocean floor. But ocean crust is largely the abyssal plains, not the rest. Sadia, what is the question? This line I've drawn, this is the boundary of the slope. इसके बाद में आपका rise है. ये वाला part rise है, transition zone. The boundary of the slope is the continents, and beyond this is the ocean, with this as the transition zone. ठीक है, all of you? Okay, we'll stop here today. The first day of oceanography. I have some portions left for the older batch. So we'll start at 2 o'clock. Okay, so the older students can stay back, take your bio break, catch up with some water, and then be back. Okay, we'll have a short class. Okay, and the new students will see you all tomorrow. Yeah, same time at 11 o'clock. Yes, Hemant, you can go to the washroom. Okay, हम ओशन पढ़ा रहे हैं, सारा पानी अभी ओशन में रखेंगे. Okay, you're allowed. Solent guys, catch you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. इसको बंद करना है? Okay, I'm shutting this window, the old students go back and log from the other link. No Nisba. I will not cover all the topics on the YouTube online. I'll initiate it, you know the process, okay, then you're on your own. Yeah, in the proper course, of course. In the proper course, we finish everything. Yes. बंद करना है क्या? बताओ.